We are going to be talking some wide receivers today, some wide receiver depth chart, who's getting playing time and who's not. So I thought it'd be a good time to bring this poll back. The best wide receiver in Michigan football history is almost certainly one of these three guys: Anthony Carter, Braylon Edwards, or Desmond Howard, the 1991 Heisman Trophy winner. Braylon Edwards, of course, the all-time leading receiver in Big Ten history. I still think he still is. Garrett Wilson or one of those guys in Ohio State. Chris Olave may have beat him. Or Anthony Carter, three-time first-team All-American, late 70s, early 80s. Go ahead, type A, C, B, E, or DH down in the comments. Want to kind of take a little straw poll of who this audience thinks the best wide receiver in Michigan football history is. On today's show, we are going to talk some game times. The month of October is upon us. Iowa behind us, Indiana. You get the Penn State game, the MAIZE OUT. You may have seen that was announced yesterday. And October 29th, Michigan State is going to be under the lights. We have a little info on that. Plus, more injuries and the latest depth chart rumors. It's all coming up in the show right now. You are watching the Michigan Football Report. I am your host, as always, James Yoder, the face of Michigan football media. All right, we have quite a few things to talk about, but before we dive into the meat of the show, I want to give a few housekeeping items. Number one, the t-shirt giveaway from last Wednesday. It turns out when you get 7,000 comments on a video, YouTube makes it preposterously hard to export the data or count the comments. So we're really having to go through the comments and kind of like it paginates 50 at a time. It's been quite the undertaking. And then it's really difficult with the way YouTube does it. It doesn't like timestamp comments, so we want to have a cutoff of Friday, like we said, so there's no people coming in last second, Saturday morning, and it still says 4 days ago, when Friday says 4 days ago as well. So I've got somebody on it, outsourced the project. We will have our t-shirt winner tomorrow, and I really want to thank all you guys. Record here at Chat Sports, most comments ever on a video, and we probably had 10 people who did well over 100 comments. There might have been more than that. So it's been a little project. I'll give attribution to all those big-time commenters coming up on tomorrow's show. Later on in the show, we have a sponsor that is going to give you a Michigan football jersey if you become a customer. The becoming a customer costs some money. The Michigan football jersey will be their bonus for getting going with them. So make sure you watch the entire bit of today's show. Coming up in 2 weeks, folks, October 15th, Michigan, Penn State. I've been telling you for about 3 weeks now. This, despite it being a MAIZE OUT, if you watch the show, you've heard me talk about this 2, 3, 4 times in the last month. October 15th, Michigan Stadium will not be a night game. It is a MAIZE OUT. It'll be likely a top 10, maybe even top 8, 7 matchup. It is going to be on Big Noon. Michigan will be on the Big Noon kickoff on Fox for 4 straight weeks when this game wraps up. After that, they've got a bye, and then Michigan State, the Saturday of Halloween weekend, will be one of the great party nights of the year across college campuses and downtowns in this country. Look, I've been telling you for weeks, it's going to be a night game. I even said, unless Michigan and Michigan State lose all their games, Michigan State might do that. Michigan, obviously hasn't. They won against Indiana. They beat Iowa. They beat Maryland and then Iowa. But looking at the TV lineup that day, they've got to make a choice between the Big Ten or, I believe, just reading all the different contingencies, it's got to either be a Big Ten or a Pac-12 game. Fox is the first choice that day. They're going to take Ohio State, Penn State at Big Noon. And if not for that, what's it going to be? Like Arizona State, Utah, or something like that, Jack? It doesn't make any sense for Michigan, the second or third biggest draw in all of college football from a TV perspective, not to have a game like that on primetime. So just set your calendars now. Michigan State will be 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, October 29th on ABC. We're creeping up on 22,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Send the link to a friend. Text it to your buddies who are Michigan fans. Share it on Facebook. But if you've already subscribed, and if you haven't, just click that subscribe button right below the video or come back, youtube.com/Michigan TV in the future. Click subscribe when you watch the next video. Let's get to 22,000. Need 492 more. All right, let's dive into the injury news. One new thing that has come across our plate, got a text from the parent of a former player that knows the Kolesar family, said that there was an injury at the end of the game or kind of late in the game against Iowa on Saturday, and Caden Kolesar is injured and will miss significant time. And I don't want to speculate. I learned my lesson in the past. I was right, but people don't like when you speculate unless the team announces it. from what it sounds like, it is something that like something popped or something like that. So that significant time may end up being, months if ever comes back this season. So he was, as Jim Harbaugh called him, Michigan's best special teams player, had a punt block earlier on in the season. He will be missed, so we don't expect him to be on the field really anytime this month, potentially later on in the year, but I'm not going to speculate on that right now. Wolverines are favored by 22 points coming up on Saturday. The over-under in this one is 58.5. I've watched Indiana's last two games on Big Ten in 60 on Sunday night and then again on Monday night. They royally stink. I think Michigan can win this game by 4 touchdowns on the road. 22-point spread. Big spread for a road game, but nevertheless, you can go get going and bet it with our sports book partner. Stay tuned, folks, right now. Don't click off. Don't fast forward through this part of the video. This is the Michigan football jersey giveaway. So first thing, chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use the promo code GoBlue with no spaces, and you will get a 125% deposit bonus. And between now and kickoff Saturday versus Indiana, Jordan Brand Michigan football jersey. We have got the budget. We're going to send it off to you ourselves. So BetUS will send us a list of, they'll show us what people got going, and we'll cross-reference, hey, did this guy use promo code GoBlue on October 4th through October 8th? Yes. Boom. You get the Michigan football Jordan Brand jersey of or not of your choice. It's the number one jersey that we're giving away, so let's not confuse or conflate that. So here are the steps. Screenshot this right now. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use that promo code like you see on screen, GoBlue. Sign up and deposit at least $100. You can do more, right? You can get up to $500 and still get a 125% deposit bonus. So you put in $100, you get an extra $125. You got $225 sitting in there to bet. Then you got to make your first bet. So all before Saturday, get going, make your first bet, and just email us, jersey@chatsports.com. Send us your new BetUS account number. We'll verify all the information, email you back, get your size, get your address, and we will ship it off to you from us to you. One just request. Go to that link, because the only way we can give these away is if you use the link in the promo code. So get that. It'll redirect you to the landing page, the promotion landing page for BetUS. When you make your first deposit, use that promo code GoBlue, no spaces. If you do that, it is smooth sailing. You send us an email, we get your information, boom, you get a jersey. If not, we got to get all this more information for you, try and verify, etc., etc. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Blue, promo code GoBlue. Get your Michigan football jersey for free with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Some depth chart takeaways, opinions right now that I'm going to kind of talk about as we are on Tuesday of back-to-back road games. I feel like Andrel Anthony should start at this point. I don't see any reason why he is not a starting wide receiver for this program. Cornelius Johnson is getting the most snaps of any Michigan football wide receiver so far this season. He's not producing, right? 5 games, only 8 catches, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. I believe that was against Hawaii. I'll double-check that later on. But then I look at the wide receiver snap count from Saturday against Iowa. He had 1 catch, and he's getting by far and away the most snaps. In my opinion, you see this list, A.J. Henning, Andrel Anthony only getting 12, 11 snaps. Henning's got a little bit of a different role, but I think Andrel Anthony should be up there towards the top. Roman Wilson, Ronnie Bell, absolute starters. The third starter, folks, to me, should be Andrel Anthony. We saw what he could do last year. We saw what he could do in the red zone. We saw against Michigan State. And I don't think he's got enough of an opportunity this year so far to get any sort of flow going. You go to him, J.J. McCarthy went to him a little deeper, 29-yard pass. He caught it, and he's shown that big play ability throughout his season and a half as a Michigan wide receiver. I don't get the attraction. Cornelius Johnson, no offense to him. He's been a very good player. He's a very good blocker, but Michigan needs playmakers with J.J. McCarthy. And from what I've seen so far, in really this is his 4th year, we've seen significant time. 2019, he was definitely a backup, but 20, 21, and now 22, I don't think Cornelius Johnson is one of the best 2 or 3 wide receivers that Michigan could put out there to take advantage of the arm of J.J. McCarthy. So I'll ask you guys this question. Should Cornelius Johnson be one of Michigan's 3 starting wide receivers? Let me know down in the comments. If you think yes, that means you disagree with me. He should. Go ahead and type Y. If it is no, go ahead and give me a no down in the comments. And either way, add it Y and let me know who you think your 3 top wide receiver options for this team are. I think the defensive line rotation needs a shakeup. I was actually on rewatch the game on Sunday. I was fairly impressed Sunday night of what I saw from the defensive line, especially towards the end of the game where they had 3 sacks in a matter of plays from Mike Morris, from Eyabi Okie, and this defensive line needs a shakeup. Mason Graham, the true freshman from California, Eyabi Okie, former 5-star, they have proven to be big-time talent. They look like star players when they're in the game. It's limited snaps. Kris Jenkins, Jaylen Harrell, I don't think they've been impact players. On the interior, defensive tackle snap count, Mazi Smith has been your best player, but Kris Jenkins is still getting starter-level snaps. He's getting almost as many as Mazi. I think him and Mason Graham need to flip-flop. I'd also like to see more of Rayshaun Benny, and the gift from the football gods, Kenneth Grant, only 1 snap versus Iowa. For me, Kris Jenkins hasn't got it done so far this year. From the edge, the outside guys, David Ojabo style, Aiden Hutchinson style, it's Jaylen Harrell, Mike Morris. Mike Morris is turning into a heck of a player. 6'6", 6'7", 260. He is an absolute beast off the edge. I think Jaylen Harrell might be better suited for a linebacker position, right? Maybe even better trying to cover a tight end out of the backfield. He's not a good pass rusher as far as what I've seen compared to Mike Morris or the man who should be starting, Eyabi Okie. Taylor Upshaw has taken a big step back, and we haven't seen a ton of Braiden McGregor lately. This is the defensive line I would like to see Michigan starting going forward. Potentially even just Saturday against Indiana to see if this is the best option mix of talents, experience, and pass and defensive acumen. Mike Morris, clearly Mazi Smith, existing starters. Get Mason Graham in there. He's played good. He looks like a difference maker. Eyabi Okie, folks, when he comes off the edge, he looks just like David Ojabo. I want to see more from him. He's proving out to be a 5-star talent. Go ahead and predict the score for me today on this video. Let's kind of wrap things up. Michigan will head to Indiana, right? If you think back, Michigan lost to Indiana, I believe it was, 1987? Then didn't lose them again until the COVID year of 2020 when Michigan's defense and everything was just an absolute shambles. Got the win last year versus the Hoosiers. I think, I'm going to make a quick score prediction. Let me just think about it for a second. I'm going to go Michigan 42, Indiana 17. So I've got a 25-point spread. I think they'll cover that 25-point win, and they'll cover that 22-point spread. Go down and give me a score prediction for this one. And remember, I'm going to get back to you guys on the t-shirt giveaway winner. I really appreciate everyone who's put out in those 100, 200, 300 comments. We will get back to you with a winner on Wednesday. Until then, folks, go blue.